This story was born from the yellow pages of an epic saga. In the Filipino literary and history work we researched, we felt like we could hear echoes of the Philippines itself, the cries of a free people, jealously safeguarding their beliefs. It was in this birthplace of heroes and legends that we found a wellspring of inspiration. Hello everyone, welcome to another devlog. Today, let's lose ourselves in the sound of the sea breeze and chase the retreating tides as we explore the journey that led us to explore the new hero, Lapu-Lapu. Our inspiration for Lapu-Lapu came from stories of a Filipino folk hero who stood against Western colonizers, a warrior who embodies the Filipino spirit of independence and unwavering resolve. To his historic tale, we added elements of myth. Lapu-Lapu is the chief of Nектama, the bravest and the most resolute power in Azuria. Located in the south of Lemuria, Azuria is known for both its abundant resources and the great beasts that safeguard its isles. Drawn by the island's riches, a gang of greedy pirates from the west convinced the chief of a nearby island to rise in rebellion, believing this to give them the chance to take Nектama. Lapu-Lapu fought tirelessly to put down the invasion, but unwittingly fell into the western pirates' trap. He struck an accord with the island's protector, the great serpent Bakunawa. Lapu-Lapu was granted the power to command the waves, but at a high price, that he would one day turn into stone. Lapu-Lapu gave his all to repel the invaders and protect the island. In the end, he earned Bakunawa's favor and gained the power he needed to safeguard his home. But despite his courage, he still feared the cost of his power, that he would one day turn into stone. While Lapu-Lapu may not have existed, we can still see the human condition reflected in him. He is a hero, yes, but he is also an ordinary person. We all have our own heart of stone.
When people think of Lapu-Lapu's appearance, they are probably most used to his representation in the statue in Philippines' central Visayas. So we took this as our inspiration when we designed how he will appear in Honor of Kings. In his raised kamelen, an iconic traditional Filipino weapon, we can see his strength and majesty on full display. Its handle is covered in vortex patterns, and the back of the blade is decorated with following waves. His shield is based on a historical color surk, with a relief of the monster's head in his center, harkening to his legendary agreement with Bakunawa. For his clothing, we drew inspiration from the traditional attire seen in 14th to 15th century Visayas. Red is the feature as the main color, representing Lapu-Lapu's spirit and bravery, while also lending historical weight to his character and accentuating his heroical nature. Motifs of sun totems, fish scales, and waves intertwine across his body, symbolizing his faith and respect for nature. Lapu-Lapu is not just a warrior of legend, he's a fiction, etched in a space between storm and wave.
Lapu-Lapu has relatively high defense and health, making him a powerful support tank with high survivability. His ultimate makes him a menace in team fights, as it can burst lunge and slow all enemies in a straight line, combined with the long-range movement effect of his skill 2. This gives him the option to either go in for an up-close assault or pull back, whatever lets him launch more enemies. As a leader, Lapu-Lapu is capable of storming in as the vanguard to initiate team fights or hang back, to support and protect his teammates. In matches, he can use his skill 1 to poke enemies, all the while weaving in his skill 2 to dodge enemies' attacks. In head-to-head battles, he can intimidate the enemy with his ultimate until he gets them into just the right position. The moment they slip up, he can swap in with the skill 2 and ultimate to lay down heavy crowd control.
Victory!
One more game?
As we researched Lapu-Lapu's story, we created a soundtrack that's all his own, a Nектama battle song. The traditional Filipino cooling tone sets the tone at the beginning of the piece, followed soon after by tribal drums and wood percussion, awakening the primal memories of the island. As the music builds, strings and percussion come together to invoke the tension before a great battle. It's like we can see Lapu-Lapu leading his army forward to war. The piece reaches its climax amid a burst of strength and conviction, mirroring the ferocity and turmoil of the moment when Lapu-Lapu's divine power was unleashed. The rumbling bass reverberates like the tribe's cold weapons, woven through with classical Filipino guitar and accompanied by a syncopated electronic beat.
When Lapu-Lapu raises his weapon to fight, is to defend his convictions, just like every true hero. We hope that the legend of Lapu-Lapu takes you on a journey through time and space and allows you to truly experience this hero's unique culture and charm. Through him, may you experience the wonder that is born at the intersection of history and legend. Let every battle be a bridge that brings us closer every time.